Hi, this is Les from Go Sailing. Today we're going to talk about the running fix. On our chart, we notice that we have a light that lies off to our starboard side. We've been traveling on a course of 0.45 degrees true at a speed of 5 knots. We've recorded our DR at 1000 hours and decided to take a bearing on the light. We determine our bearing is 090 degrees true, and we record the time of our bearing. Later, at 1400 hours, we decide to record our second DR and also decide to take a second bearing on the same light. After we've taken our bearing, we determine that the light lies at a bearing of 165 degrees true, and we also record the time of our bearing. Now we bring our 1000 hour bearing forward the distance that we have traveled between our 1000 DR and our 1400 DR. We record our first bearing as 1000-1400 in order to identify it as our first bearing. Where our first bearing line crosses our second bearing line, as shown by the red circle, this establishes our position fix using a running fix. We label our chart accordingly and also record the time of our running fix. Running fixes are very useful in coastal navigation. They are not as accurate as 2- or 3-point fixes, but they are very handy when you have few objects to take bearings off of. So typically you will find one object and then later either see the same object or a different object, and then, as we have done here, move the time of our first bearing forward the distance we've traveled between our DRs to our second bearing, and again where the two bearing lines cross, that will establish a running fix.